Let's stop playing.
Yes, sir.
Stop playing.
Man, peace to the tribe. Shadow work Sundays where self love is therapy. I am the God King manifest.
It's the guy Khalil. We back.
I
We
say.
back.
You know what I'm saying? Gratitude to Source, man. Gratitude to y'all, man. We missed y'all. You know what I'm talking about? Definitely missed the tribe.
For surely, man. Yeah, we back for another episode of Shadow Work Sundays. Where we at? Where we at? Is it Shadow Work? Is it Shadow Coast, the Light Coast? Like where we at? We ain't really even talk about that.
I feel like we take it back. You know what I'm saying? But we back in the future. So, you know what I'm saying? It's the greatest reset. So we are back at where self-love is third. You know what I'm saying? We are back in the space where we holding space for one another, holding space for ourselves, holding space, you know, for Source to actually be able to come into that space. You know what I mean?
For surely. I say.
So yeah, this episode is actually titled "The Fear of Engulfment." Me and Kai really was talking, going in, having a real long dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Like 4-hour conversation, and with Source and with each other, trying to figure out what it was supposed to be. You know, and Kai connected with Source and came up with this, and this felt right on time for my life personally, for Kai's life personally, and so we finna get, you know, back to this vulnerable place of Source. Source is always vulnerable with us. How vulnerable are we with Source? You know what I'm saying?
I say, man, we here.
Yes, sir. All right, so you ready to go on? We finna go on, take them there. All right, family. So as y'all already know, you know what I'm saying, we stepped back for October, and so we are back. And so we just want to share some energy with y'all and get lit with y'all for the one time, because we are, you know, just have a celebration, you know what I'm saying, before we dive deep and tap in, you know what I mean? So let's get it.
Network, that is. Hey, they get back a mother. King. Manifest. I'm feeling new, kinda sore, entrepreneur. Just left the morgue, I walked out of there in better form. I transform like Megatron, I'm stepping on Decepticons, I set the tone, a better run. Hey, big energy, no holding back. Everything I touch is a hit. Car wreck, big CEO, I write bars as I write checks. I'm here to better your sight, I check. Let's go. Big energy like T-Rex, I'm the best. Ask me how I got lit, it just happened like a reflex. Told them I got something to prove like a reject. These rappers play too much, I'm bringing hip-hop out of recess. Source don't fail me now, I keep them knockers around. Let's cocking them rounds like shotters around. Hold on, fall back, G, fall back. Gotta balance the energy, you dig? Look, I am a guy with words, my flow gon' heal like herbs. Levitate floating on top of the earth. Niggas ain't messing with me. I'm laughing, these niggas killing them on repeat. BB, who got the keys to the Jeep? Burns, me and Timothy. Got these haters mad at me like I'm Angel Reese. My beautiful mother raised the beast. I'm dripping oily with a large piece. Throw chakra party. It's hard to guard me. You a rapper, I'm an artist. On fire is arson. Be stepping like Martian. My life is an art film that I film. Ooh, look at him. They know he got gems. Keep it silent, cause I don't do no faking on the real. My tribe B.I.N. and we got all the reeds. He's the cop, he be with me shooting threes in the gym. Hey, say it with me, look. Hey, get back a motherfucker. Hey, yo. Hey, get back a motherfucker. Hey, get back up. Yo. Hey, get back up. Man, look. 222 this Sunday, man. Shadow Work Sunday, Vibration Industries Network. Don't miss it. Big Source Energy.
We ain't done.
Big cut, you can't tell me what to want if you ain't in the field. My Bible mountain high, help my people go uphill. Get that gristle with my voice, cause my bar sizzle off the grill. I'm ill, illuminated, ill, and land the light in the sky. Till I get back, motherfucker.
Say, man.
Yes,
Say,
sir.
man. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? We gotta celebrate, you dig? You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know how we do. So we gotta keep it straight, raw, and real, how it always has been. We on the couch. We back on that couch. We back in this cosmic living room, sitting together as one, as tribe. Our ancestors are around, sources around. You know what I'm saying? Our spirit guides are around. Our higher aspects and our lower aspects is around. Love and chaos is around. And we are in the embodiment of that vibration, and tapping into the power of light work and shadow work as one. I say.
Say.
I say.
So where
So,
we gonna go?
No,
Go
I
ahead.
think I need you to go ahead and this is podcast, not podcast. So I need you to go and tap us in. When it comes to the etymology and really breaking down, what engulfment is.
All right, bet. Let's see if I can get this on memory. So, when you break down the word engulfment, you have ENGULFMENT. I'm gonna separate that into 3 separate phrases. So EN, that's a prefix that just simplistically means in or into. Then you have the word gulf. The etymology of the word gulf, that means a bay. It means a sea, or a gulf of water, or it means a trough, or it means a bosom, or it means an arc. It means a curved shape, and it also means I believe vessel. And then you have the word ment, which just means to put action into something. So when you bring all of those words together into especially talking about shadow work, and especially talking about engulfment, into when you talk about engulfment, it means going into an aspect of yourself that is a whirlpool. That's another word. It's a whirlpool of emotions, and it engulfs you into a curved, caved shaped space, to where is you're searching, but the only actions you get is the actions that you put towards your physical reality, as far as when you get engulfed in these emotions. So again, engulfment just simplistically means to be intertwined in a whirlpool of immense emotions, and then putting forth an action afterwards in your reality, whether that action is high vibrational or low vibrational. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So look, with that being said, we're gonna start, I would like to call the origin, the inner child. And so, what Kai is speaking on is being able to go full force, having confidence to walk into something without fear. You know what I'm saying? To not have fear to engulf in something, for something to actually consume you to the level of that you become into understanding what it is. You see what I'm saying? And so, who created our reality like that, or who had that influence? Our parents. So I'm gonna start this off with, who took away your opportunity to grow by projecting their fears on you? And
Yeah, I would definitely say just growing up, it wasn't more so fears being projected on me. I would say it was more so protection, but everything else I perceived, and just I was very observant. So even the people that was around me, my parents, other family members, I was just able to observe them, and what I observed was their fears, and then in turn, me just being, I don't know, tapped in and to whatever rate I was at that age, I just absorbed it, and it became my program. So, what was your question again? Just so I can go like in more.
Who took away your opportunity to grow by projecting their fears on you?
Right. So yeah. So it was definitely family. Like I said, it was more so me observing them and then absorbing it, as opposed to them actually teaching or projecting it on me. And then as opposed to them actually projecting their fears on me, it was more so protection, things that they would tell me not to do because they did it before out of whatever fears that they was going through, and they knew what could happen based off of the environment that we was living in. I suppose if you would make that decision in a different environment, it may not come out that way, but they still explained it to me in a way, because we're here, you can't do this or you can't do that. So I didn't perceive that as them projecting their fears on me, but the things that I did observe, it did make me fearful of whatever they was processing in their reality.
That's deep, because you were processing it from the mind of a child. You know, from a reality where you're living in a reality where things are timeless, and everything that they're frustrated about is based off of time and money, and you don't have to you don't care about time or money, because your reality moves forward. You eat regardless. You wake up, you don't live in this, so you have this weight.
Hold on, I can talk about it now, because I didn't remember. You know what I'm saying? There's one specific time that I always talk about, to where it's we ain't had no food, and all there was a jar of peanut butter in the cabinet, so that's all I was eating. But then when I was talking to my sister, she brought back all different kinds of memories of where we had no food. So you know what I'm saying? So sometimes you get fear of engulfment of when you don't even have your next meal. So it's like you observing your parents just to see what moves they making, just so you can know if you're gonna be engulfed with sustenance and when you're not, and when you have to make a move as a childlike adult to find food elsewhere. You dig what I'm saying? Like, there was times where I'd just be at my brother's house. You know what I'm saying? He lived right around the corner. I'd be at my brother's house. His mom and his pops, they ran a daycare, so they always had food. You know what I'm saying? Over there chilling, come back home. You know what I'm saying? Then of course things got better to where we was able to have food all the time. But yeah, like, just even those fears. You know what I'm saying? Like not having your next meal.
That's deep, you know what I'm saying? I could definitely relate to that in many ways, you know what I'm saying? Especially like, you know, meeting my mother and different experiences. Like I can remember, you know what I'm saying? Like, she giving we got $1, you feel me? We go to Wendy's and she give me the burger, and I'm looking at her like, nah, this for us, you know what I'm talking about? Like, we split that mug in half, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so and like you said, these certain things, they kind of program us to believe like that we can't achieve this and this and this, or we don't deserve this and this and this, or, you know, like, we embody it. And so point is that, you know, even where I come from, you do something of evolution that niggas not used to. They say, you know what I'm saying, you moving like white people. You know what I'm saying? Like, even that same type of mindset is a fear of engulfment. You know what I'm saying? And so that someone is projecting on us to keep us in a box. You see what I'm saying? And so for me, to answer that question, who took away my opportunity to grow by projecting their fears on me? I'm gonna have to definitely say, you know, my mother, you know, number one, and that's just from the aspect of God, of my relationship with God. My mama, everybody always been in the church, so, but I always saw things greater. I always had different type of experiences, but I would come up with these questions and I would get shut down. You know what I'm saying? And then I would get, you know, I would. My mother, she didn't watch certain things and didn't connect with certain vibrations. So, you know, it's like, that's demonic, that's evil. So I lived a life kind of being demonized, you know what I'm saying, by certain parts of me that was just me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I would say another side effect or negative to the engulfment aspect, not even just fear of it, but just the engulfment of it. After most of the time, something that you fear engulfing in, once you experience it, you overly indulge in it. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, whenever I did break free from that, I became a monster essentially within my own right, because that's what I was told I was. You see what I'm saying? So at first I was being suppressed, which made me fear going through certain doors, asking certain questions, speaking up in certain rooms. You see what I'm saying? And so in return, that made me ball up my anger. In return, that made me an angry child. You see what I'm saying? Because I was really misunderstood, but I really just had a fear of engulfment to move forward in certain rooms, to speak in certain rooms, to actually to be myself. Then when my father just keep it straight up, but I dealt with physical, physical abuse. So now I'm walking on eggshells. So over here, you got to be holier than thou, and this and this. Now here, it's a little, it's raw, and I'm getting physically abused for not doing this or saying this or saying this. So now the fear of engulfment creates a shutdown, which energetically is a blockage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just grateful for this portal to talk about this now. You know what I'm saying? But like, I definitely can relate to that, like, especially the eggshells part too, because it's like, again, talking with my sister, like we had a long talk. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, you do you remember our childhood? And we just going in. She just bringing all kind of stuff back, but the eggshell part in particular, it just hit different because like growing up, it's like anytime because of the traumas of our parents, we experience them in erratic behavior all the time. So anytime, especially being younger, when you experience that erratic behavior from your parents, you automatically perceive any action that they do from thence on as an erratic experience. So anytime that me and my siblings, we would be chilling, or we would be up in the rising, we'd be watching cartoons, eating cereal, whatever the case may be. Him get up, he'd be sleep upstairs. My mom be at work, he'd be sleep upstairs. When we hear him get up, we hear them floorboards creak. It's like the energy instantaneously shift. You know what I'm saying? It's like that your heart drop, like you finna go down a roller coaster. And then he start coming down the steps. Who did, why y'all eat this? Why y'all eat that? And we like, bro, we're children. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to eat. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the fear of being engulfed in just knowing that you have no power in certain situations, especially because you were younger and because you was just small. You can't fight back against the adult. Like, you literally lose every single time. You know what I'm saying? Unless you like one of these buffs.
You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all tap in y'all tap in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, from your own experience, or make sure that you're tapping in within and really feeling the vibration of this, because you know what I'm saying? Like, for us to heal together, we have to feel together. You feel me? Like, we got to be right here in the same space, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Far as like how serious we are about understanding these certain things about ourselves. And so, with me and Kyle speaking from an aspect of like, this is everybody. We all deal with these things in one way or another. Whether, even if you're on the light work aspect of it, and now you have the
and if you go to work, you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I know when you go to, you got that one person that you just don't want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? You have these, they come over here. That's if you break that down, if you get to the root of that, that's a fear of engulfment, because you know somebody is going to come over there and upset your vibration because of some way you're acting in a loop, like karmic cycle of something that you didn't realize. So every time that comes up, you just gonna project instead of realizing that's your portal extra way out. So again, we all deal with this on a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying?
So we're gonna give two examples. We can elaborate on this for this question, but I want us to speak on how we came into this realm, and you know what I'm saying, how we came out the womb and what happened. And so so the question is, so let me see it. How does genetic reincarnation play a part in this? And so I'm going to say automatically, obviously, our souls are aware of this whole journey from the beginning of time all the way up until this point. You know what I'm saying? And so whenever I was born, when I came into this realm, I actually died, like in real time. Like, I died. They had to bring me back to life. You know what I'm saying? And I had to, deal with certain things. But point is that, I look at that as knowing what I know now and the life that I had to live, and the things that I had went through and things that I have been through, as my soul already knowing like what this was and what I was gonna have to face, You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like at the womb, I had a fear of engulfment. You know what I'm saying? Based off of me understanding the trauma that I was actually going to be facing. You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny because that's how you know we was tapped in the solar realms, like, because my experience was the same. Like I didn't die, but I didn't want to come out the womb when I was born,
Yeah.
so they had to induce me. You dig what I'm saying? So just imagine another biological system growing inside of another biological system that is aware, that can feel, that can sense the environment just like the biological system that it's in, and it feels a foreign outsider coming in to force it out. The amount of anxiety, you know what I'm saying? Like the mother may know, but she still may have her discrepancies and things. But when the child feels that, you know what I'm saying, it's a whole different level of trauma, especially on King's side. So like, yeah, like that's even a fear of engulfment for me was just coming into this realm. This is probably why I was born at the time that I was, with the life path number that I have, and you know what I'm saying, just loving to be an isolated person, because I ain't even supposed to be here in the first place, or I ain't want to be here in the first place. Oh no, I ain't gonna say that. Let me not even say that. No. I didn't want to come out. I knew I was supposed to come here, but I'm like, nigga, hold up, let me just chill for a second. Let me get my feet wet. It's like that's the same. It's the same thing with me. Like anytime I get in the pool, I don't never just jump in. I always just stick my feet in first. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I was coming into this realm, but they ain't let me do that.
You know what's deep? Now I'm kind of like, I'm both, right? I'm definitely the guy, like, you know what I mean? I'm just fill it out. But then I'm also like, I have the aspect of me where I'm gonna just jump in that mug, like it's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, but to move on to this next comment, Zayden, man. So he said, when Kyle talked about hearing the floor creak, I will feel the same when I receive text messages or phone calls from my family that I live with. I always would think I'm in trouble before I even answer. And so I wanna dive deeper in that, because I definitely resonate with that. You know what I'm saying? And so, and Kyle does as well. So I want to dive deeper into that when it comes to your own reality. You know, because this is a reflection of if we're dealing with fear of engulfment today and how it's affecting our lives. And so at this point, do you have a problem with speaking up for yourself? You know, do you suppress your truth? You know what I'm saying? When do you subconsciously like put yourself in trouble when you do things, like make yourself feel like, damn, like you're a screw up? You know what I'm saying? Like I used to tell myself, I used to call myself dumb, stupid, all type of things based off of these type of, you know, actions that were portrayed upon me, but they wasn't true. But those actions created a mindset to where I walked around and I actually would not be my fullest me, which fear of engulfment is a form of self-sabotage. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And so, my fault not to cut you off either, but when we dive a level deeper into the spectrum of what fear of engulfment is, you get to something called fear of intimacy. But before we go to fear of intimacy, King touched on sabotage, and I categorize sabotage under one of the 4 fear of engulfment trauma responses. So the other 3 are hypervigilance. And hypervigilance is just when you're overly aware of your environment, like you just scanning everything for no reason. You know what I'm saying? You just it's almost like your conscience is trying to look for a problem. You dig what I'm saying? What are the other 2? I said sabotage, hypervigilance, memory, rejection, and avoidance. So of course your fear of rejection every time that yep. So then we go into like I said, if you dive a level deeper into the spectrum of the realm of fear of engulfment, you get to something called fear of intimacy. You dig what I'm saying? And that's what I think Zayden, you were experiencing, because I experienced the same thing. My family members hit me up when they called me or whenever, when they came around or asked me a specific question, I feel like it was targeting me. Even me and King, when we talk, you know what I'm saying? Or me and FSO, or me and anybody in the tribe, you know what I'm saying? When I talk, I feel as though I'm being targeted. And it's not because I know these people are targeting me. It's just because the trauma response that's coming up and the energy that I perceive from the trauma response as a child that I see come up in their energy that's the same. So I just related to that because the energy is the same. So therefore, I just feel as though I'm being targeted. So then I want to close off. I don't want to talk. You dig what I'm saying? Or I just do one of the 4 fear of engulfment trauma responses, which is avoid, reject, sabotage, or I'm hypervigilant. I'm looking for something else they trying to say so I could just debunk it, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
And family, you know what I'm saying, it's podcast, not podcast. So you might want to write that down because these are great questions to ask yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I just think those 4 things is like, it's one of the 4, like, if not all of them. That's what's so deep about it. Like, I've done all of them at once. You know what I'm saying? So exactly. I think so. So to continue that, what you're saying, let's just to before we move out of the inner child, and dive deeper. Do you remember any like? Do you remember anything that your parents were scared of? So do you remember your parents' fears? Like anything that you recall right off? Tribe, y'all tap in as well in the chat.
The only thing that I can recall is what I perceived from what I observed from what I'm looking back at now is that I would say the only thing that they feared was
that's deep.
Dang, hold up. That is hold up.
For me, I would have to say God, opportunity, and the unknown. For my parents.
That's deep because I just feel like it's so many things, you know what I'm saying? But
what do you what out of the things that you hear, what do you feel most affected you? You can give like 2 that you feel the most affected you.
I would say, this is what I was gonna say. From what I observed, not from what they ever told me, just from strictly what I observed as a child. What I will perceive is that they fear each other because of just when they argue or when they had banter or when they, you know what I'm saying, got into to verbal arguments or sometimes physical arguments, whatever the case may be. So it's like that made me perceive that they might fear each other. So it just made me fear them and have compassion for. It was just a mix of a paradox of emotions because it made me fear them, but it made me have compassion. Like. I'm saying, like,
well, that's the shadow codes and the light work.
That's kind of deep because that's probably why, as far as shadow work and shadow energy and chaos energy, that just comes so easy to me. You dig what I'm saying? Because that code was there the whole time, but I just never could connect it to this point.
But guess what? You know what I'm saying? They connected it for a reason at this point. You dig? So, you know what I'm saying? To help you in. See, this is the thing, right? This might, like, engulfment is almost a contradiction to itself, because if you say, you know, fear of engulfment, but then on the flip side, for you to break the chains or to break the cycle of the fear of engulfment, you actually have to engulf in something else. You know what I'm saying? And so I would just say understand the shadow codes and the light codes, the shadow work and the light work aspect of engulfment.
And that's why the etymology of words is important, because it gives dualistic meanings. You know what I'm saying? So when we go back to, like I said, the etymology of engulfment, golf means, I said vessel, but what I meant was vault. You know what I'm saying? So you could be in a whirlpool of emotions, which that could be good or bad. You can be in a arch of emotions, where that could be good and bad. You can be in a vault of emotions. You're about to tap into something that you didn't even know you could tap into. You dig? So it's just about, again, understanding the vibration of engulfment, and understanding too that you can engulf yourself in something else, but it's all about understanding what you was once engulfed in to move forward from it.
So look, so let's go ahead and get a little more personal. You know what I'm saying? So so engulfment, the fear of engulfment creates blockages, right? That's what we talked about. And so, like, in my life, I'm asking myself, like, what created this fear of engulfment? And I'm talking from the aspect of a deep shadow, a dark shadow, and I understood that it was consuming me, but like, and I understood my power, but I still feared the whatever the shadow, this energy, whatever this was. I still feared it, even though I knew I had more power than me, even though I knew what I needed to do to actually face this shadow. I had this fear, this major fear. And so I was like, okay, so it had to be deeper than fear. You know, I was like what, like, how did I trick myself? You see what I'm saying? And so I was walking in a limited mindset with toxic expectations. And so when I say expectations, like, normally expectations, we look at expectations as something positive, because from our perspective it is. But what if you create toxic expectations based off of the fear of engulfment? And so now you create something, or I created something that seemed to be right when it was wrong, based off of my fear. You see what I'm saying? You know, like, I made something whole that was actually broken. You know what I'm saying? Based off of my fear of engulfment, I actually set standards of something and said, you know what? This is so big. This is so great in the aspect of what I ever faced and ever felt in my reality, that there's no way that nothing could ever compare to this. So I fear going to even try anything else, because this is the best I could ever have. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like from that.
I would say again, the opposite vibration for me, because it was because I was always the underdog. You know what I'm saying? My pops, he did always instill courage in me. So, you know what I'm saying? Anytime we did go hoop or play basketball or something, he'd let me win. You know what I'm saying? Every single time. Then it got to the point where he wasn't faking to let me win no more. Like, I was really dogging it. You dig what I'm saying? But even in those times, it just allowed me to not be engulfed in what I couldn't do, or not be engulfed to it allowed me to be engulfed in what somebody told me I couldn't do. So you told me I couldn't do something, I'm gonna engulf myself in motivation, like, I'm finna show you. You dig what I'm saying? So it's just showing on the opposite end.
I would say, because we are definitely having a beautiful dualistic dance right now with light and shadow. And so I would want to ask you a question, though, as to your shadow aspect of you, not even from inner child, like from Kai today, which obviously you connect to inner child, but I'm saying, like, from who you evolved to be. Because obviously I'm speaking from, it's kind of deep actually, because we're talking about the same thing the more I think about it, because you were still having a trauma response at the same time. It just was,
it's just the action, the mint is different.
That's hard. That's hard. Yeah.
The action was different. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about it. The dance comes through understanding that that's why I broke them down, the responses. You know what I'm saying? Then we can just get into the 4 trauma responses of just trauma in general, or 5, which is fight, flight, freeze, fawn, or hypervigilance. Again, another one where you're just overly observant of your environment. You dig? So just being able to connect those, and that's what I'm saying. That it helped me to see. Looking at it from that spectrum, it helped me to see the shadow aspect, even though I operated in light in certain situations. It showed me where I could have, you know what I'm saying, folded, you know what I'm saying, and avoided the motivation I could have gave myself when somebody told me I couldn't do something. You know what I'm saying? I could actually succumb to it, like, oh, I can't do that. Like, I can't, I can't. You told me I can't do this reverse. Like, oh, I can't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been able to play basketball. I wouldn't be able to do none of the things I couldn't do. You dig what I'm saying? But just having that awareness now too of that trauma trigger still being there. You dig what I'm saying? Because that's the key factor in just life. The trauma responses are always going to come up. It's just about what you do with the energy in that action that it takes. You dig what I'm saying? Your conscious is not going to forget about something that happened traumatically. You know what I'm saying? You drive by, boom, 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 you driving down the street. You know what I'm saying? It's about, are you going to get in that car and you going to, you know what I'm saying, be tripping? Or are you going to embody the self that you've been healing and working on, and know that that is something that doesn't even exist in your reality anymore?
Honestly, bro, it's almost like, first of all, my apologies for even, you know what I'm saying, interrupting. I just got it because I was like, bro, this is the perfect segue, as I'm seeing 333 on my computer right now. This is the perfect segue. So, like Kyle's talking about, you know, let's use the car wreck. Let's use a bad car wreck as an example. So say, that's really where I was at, you know what I'm saying? So, say someone gets into a car wreck, and a bad car wreck, and a lot of people, they be fearful of driving again, get back on the road, or they will drive on the streets, but they're not getting on the highway. So taking them obviously 10 times longer, you know what I'm saying, to get where they need to go. And so this is actually like, it's a shock to the nervous system, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they call PTSD, you know what I'm saying? But it is literally a traumatic effect on the nervous system. It's a shock to the nervous system. And so like Kyle is saying, don't run from them thoughts. You see what I'm saying? Like, those thoughts are, you say what?
I said, keep going. I just said, let's go.
Yeah,
there.
I know where you're going to. It's the source is just what we walking, you dig? So, because you about to go, yeah, we here, man. So don't run from your thoughts, family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the thoughts feel real, but it's not happening again. This memory is here to free you from the fear. That's why the memory is created. You know what I'm saying? It's not actually happening again, but it's actually happening. You feel it in your nervous system because so you can clear it. It is real within your energetic body. You see what I'm saying? But it is not real in reality. You see what I'm saying? So, and honestly, that's the key to shadow work. That's a shadow code in general to memories of the heart space, and using your memories to actually help you face your fears. You know what I'm saying?
And bringing it back to the word action, you know what I'm saying, part of engulfment, you know what I'm saying, the action. You dig? We talk a lot about, you know what I'm saying, things that we can do in the mental space or in the energetic space or in the ether realms or in the astral realms to help us ascend or heal. You dig what I'm saying? We do meditations, affirmations, you know what I'm saying, we listen to frequencies, thinking bowls, yoga, Reiki, all of these different things, you know what I'm saying? But we have to understand that there's an aspect of us that has to heal in a 3D physical way. You know what I'm saying? Even though we're doing meditation from a 3D perspective, that is still a spiritual, energetic practice. You know what I'm saying? Your body needs to have physical 3D, third dimensional examples of how to correct itself when it experiences a trauma response, or otherwise it's going to continue to in that same trauma response in any situation. So inside of the body or in the brain, you know what I'm saying, you talk about the nervous system, that part of the nervous system that deals with all of that, you know what I'm saying, the part of the nervous system that deals with especially the fear in general. You dig what I'm saying? It's inside of the limbic system. The limbic system deals with behavior, emotions, it deals with motivation, and it also deals with memory. You dig what I'm saying? So inside of the limbic system, you have something called the amygdala. Now the amygdala is deep. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows the amygdala deals with fear, but it deals with so many other different things, especially when you get to a spiritual side. So just on the spiritual side, when you break down the etymology of the word amygdala, it breaks down to the word almonds or tonsils, or two almonds and two tonsils. And that's because the most prominent nuclei within the structure of the nuclei of the amygdala is shaped like an almond. You dig what I'm saying? But in the Bible, almonds comes up a bunch of different times, specifically in the book of Exodus, where it's talking about the making of the menorah. You dig what I'm saying? And it's explaining it in ways of the bowl should be like the bowl should be like unto almonds, and the rod should be like unto branches. So it was explaining the building of this menorah as a blossoming almond tree. So we know the menorah has 7 branches. You dig what I'm saying? And these 7 branches also assimilate with the 7 different planets that you can see with the naked eye, which is also the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, and was that 6 or 7?
6.
6.
Pluto.
Was it Pluto? Nah, the sun, moon, Mercury, the sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter. Start naming planets.
Pluto. It's Pluto.
At the last planet. It might have been Pluto. Forget it. You know what I'm saying? But
Pluto.
yeah, so again, those 7 planets all deal with their own different emotions. You dig what I'm saying? So those emotions deal with the 7 chakras that govern over the emotional body that resides in the physical realm. You dig what I'm saying? So with all
Neptune.
yeah, but well, all of that being said, your amygdala is a very, very vital structure inside of your body. You dig what I'm saying? Because it also deals with, again, fear, but it also deals with formation of new thoughts. It deals with memory. It deals with behavior as well. It deals with the processing of emotions. And the interesting part about the amygdala is that it works with the hippocampus, and it goes through neurogenesis when it works with the hippocampus. So when it goes through neurogenesis, what happens is your mind begins to expand because the limbic system wants to understand more about itself. The amygdala wants to understand more about the emotions and the way that it processes information and behavior in its environment. So the amygdala is actually your body's physical representation of shadow work. You dig what I'm saying? So if you want to understand just on a physical level to help your body get through you breaking through these trauma cycles of you bringing up trauma responses, you can study the amygdala and understand what type of chemicals are being released in the body when you experience certain traumas. You know what I'm saying? When you experience certain triggers, what parts of the brain ignite? You dig what I'm saying? What parts of the cortex, the memory, whatever, you know what I'm saying? What parts of the brain comes up? What chemicals are released? And how they affect you, because just understanding that can help you remember how to go about it on a physical level. So when you just going throughout your day-to-day life, you don't think about it from just a very spiritual perspective and say, oh, I'm dealing with this, and this. You could say, my body is expressing and releasing neuroepinephrine right now. I know my adrenaline is being released. I know I'm mad. I know this is happening in my brain. I know these 2 receptors. I know I know all of this. I'm going through an expansion right now. That's what you need to understand, most intrinsically with your body. And then going from there, that's when you can implement the 3D, you know what I'm saying, physical action to help your body understand that this action that you're taking isn't something that you have to traumatically experience anymore. You grew past that. You dig what I'm saying? So, for example, when I was talking with Nefer Soul about this and we was dialoguing, I gave a easy example. People who are afraid of dogs. You know what I'm saying? In your mind, you're programmed to be afraid of dogs all the way up until this point when you're 32. And you decide you don't want to be afraid of dogs no more. And you go up to a dog, the next dog you see, and in your mind, you made up, you're not afraid of dogs anymore. But when you see this dog, you start going up to it. And you putting your hand closer, and your hand get the, it's like, then you get to the point where you can't move. And it's like your body, you want to move, but your body can't. Why? Because your body is still conscious vehicle with its own information, with its own karmic cycles, with its own trauma, all of that. So it has to have its own experience and its own process to heal, just like your mind and your spirit. So you have to allow yourself to give yourself that chance. It doesn't always have to be through a meditation or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Fear of engulfment is also a fear of not allowing yourself to express the trauma that you feel or the pain that you feel. You dig what I'm saying? That's another fear of engulfment aspect that I have. You dig? To where is I didn't want to release whatever I was feeling as far as traumatically or anger or anxiety, whatever, because I didn't know what would come out, because the examples that I observed or when it did come out in my parents or my pops, when he black out, it's over with. Anything in the room is up for grabs to be broken. So me seeing that, I'm thinking that's how I'm gonna respond in these situations. So I'm it's a fear of me being able to release. But in certain situations, even with talks with King, to where it's like they may get to a certain point, and it allows me to know that it's not that bad, and it's okay to release as long as you're aware of what's happening. And even if that other person is aware of what's happening at the time, you still have to communicate afterwards of what you were experiencing and what you was going through, so they understand that you was just being an asshole or whatever. You was going through a fear that you was processing, and now you're stepping out of that fear to be engulfed in the vibration that the people around you are actually willing to give you.
So peep this out. So let's continue to talk about the body. So I spoke on this a little bit on Instagram. And so even in like, I think the first solar resonance episode, I spoke on my body and what was going on in my body. And I went to the doctor and all these different things happened, right? And so, man, did all these tests and all this stuff, man, these folks were still wrong, you feel me? And I had to figure that out myself, you know what I mean? Not for real, bro, like, you know.
Hey, ain't that a loop, a rabbit hole? Like you knew that was gonna be wrong.
Facts.
Either way, anyway, like that's just simple.
Facts. So basically, I go through that process. I do all that, you know what I'm saying? And so one day I'm just sitting down watching TV. I'm kicking. It's random. It don't even make sense to me still right now. And then I get this message, you know what I'm saying? Look up this. So I looked it up this and I was looking up. And now I'm damn near researching my body like I'm studying something, you know what I mean? So, and I come right to everything that I'm supposed to find. And so I come across, and this is a deep what Kai's talking about, because in my life, as y'all can tell, my locks are not here, you know what I'm saying? So I've been going through a lot of major release in my life, a lot of major changes. I have been literally shifting my reality in so many ways as source is guiding me. And so I'm dealing with this pain though. I'm like, what the hell? So I look it up and it says the bronchial plexus. So I'm like, okay, so that's when this connects from your neck all the way to like from your neck, your shoulder to your chest. And so I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And I'm looking at these different things and I'm like, plexus, that sounds like a chakra. So I get on the phone, me and episode chopping it up, whatever. And we don't even like talk about that it's a chakra. We talking about something else, but we going in, source is going in. And so boom, I look it up. I'm like, yo, sis, this is a chakra, the bronchial plexus. And so I started to look this up and it's connected to my throat chakra, which my throat chakra is actually what's being activated right now because due to the fear of engulfment and that actually suppressing my reality, me being caught up in different illusions, I actually suppress my truth. And me being a manifest generator with the manifestor aspect, me speaking and the power of my throat chakra is very powerful when it comes to my manifestation. So with me shifting and changing my reality, my body was like, yo, you're not listening. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, first my energetic body, first my emotional body was trying to tell me something. Then my energetic body tried to tell me something. Then my physical body came and said, yo, I'm gonna start letting you know But guess what? I went through the process of trying to figure out the physical body, and Source was like, "Nah, go back, and I'm gonna give you all at once because I have to get the physical information, the spiritual, and the energetic, and the emotional information of all of this, for you to understand the fear of engulfment that you had and break the cycle." You know what I'm saying?
Yep. That's deep because recently I had a similar experience. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna sound similar, but it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I was letting my dogs out in the rosin. I'm walking in the neighbor's yard, and I look down and I see a dead mouse. You dig what I'm saying? And like instantly, I just like felt it. I'm like, dang man, like he didn't make it. He didn't make it to wherever he was going. Like he was probably wherever his family, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now he can't go, so I ended up just going and burying it. But then I went and looked up the meaning of it and just went on a whole mice download rabbit hole. You dig what I'm saying? Because King was talking about getting examples from source and mind, body, and spirit, and communicating with the body. And mice do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They're very, very intelligent creatures that don't like cheese, by the way. You know what I'm saying? They don't like the way it smells, none of that. You know what I'm saying? But mice have very, very poor eyesight, but they make up for it with their great hearing and their great sense of smell. And also they make up for it because they're great at reading body language, and they communicate with facial expressions and micro expressions. And they also communicate through ultrasonic frequencies. You dig what I'm saying? So mice take communication to a whole different level. You dig? They don't have to sit there. They're gonna read the body of another mouse or even themselves and how they're moving to interpret what is going on with them and what they need to do to execute and eliminate anything that's causing them disease or stagnancy. So again, just all aspects of the animal kingdom can teach you something. You know what I'm saying? And just specifically for me and my reality, that was just teaching me a lot because it's the same as King. I'm going through a lot of shit that I'm going through a lot of release, and just having that just random just blink from source. Like I'm showing, even some people like, damn, mouse, that has a very fruitful meaning. You dig what I'm saying? Because you're breaking past a cycle of and you interpreting and experiencing perspectives of reality from a broken way. You're breaking past that now, and you're seeing it from a new spectrum. You dig what I'm saying? So that mouse was mastered whatever aspect of life or contract from source that it had to perceive reality and learn micro expressions and body language to the point where it transcended, and it's going somewhere else now. So in my consciousness, that's how I perceive that. The level of shifting that I'm going through is going to take me somewhere else to where I can perceive deeper level of emotion, deeper levels of healing, deeper levels of shadow work, deeper levels of, you know what I'm saying, being engulfed into pure source energy.
And I feel like another part of that is allowing your body to, allowing your subconscious to feed the power of your body. We'd be so caught up in, like Kyle from earlier, going to the ethers and being this and that your body is very powerful. And so the energy that you can shift and move and actually connect with, and how you can connect with your DNA, your DEA, and actually connect with the Akashic records. This is, you got to keep in mind, your DNA, your DEA, these different dimensions within you, they are all literally the omniverses within you. And so everything that you think of, that you dream of, that you visualize is such big grand thing of the planet is all within you. It's all, so we must connect and understand every aspect of it and bring it together as one.
And I want to just ground it too. You dig what I'm saying? Because we talking about subconscious. Me and King talk about this. And I ain't necessarily go in on King, but we just went in on the topic. You dig what I'm saying? Back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And we was talking about the subconscious. And I was like, man, that shit don't even make sense. And we was talking, I'm like, bro, you can't even reprogram. Like, the subconscious is literally the most closest thing you have to source besides your soul inside of your vessel, because the subconscious mind knows all, sees all, hears all, picks up all vibration, all of that. It's picking up sounds and vibrating things and forms of light that you're not even paying attention to right now.
Your
You dig what I'm saying?
subconscious is already source consciousness.
So how can you reprogram that? You dig what I'm saying? So when you're talking about reprogramming the subconscious mind, you're actually talking about reprogramming the body that deals with the aspects of information that fluctuate through the subconscious mind that your body processes and utilizes in this reality. So what you have to reprogram again is the body. You know what I'm saying? Taking yourself through these same actions, this is what life is, period. Once you go through something throughout those, from birth into those 7 years of life, or even continuing, that is continuously programming you with things that you've experienced from that seed or that root of whatever trauma that you experienced. And from that day forth, you're continuously experiencing those same experiences over and over and over again until you reprogram you gain more information to integrate into the mental space, to utilize in the spiritual space, to actualize in the physical space. You dig what I'm saying? So again, your body needs to be reprogrammed to understand that it doesn't have to be afraid of what the ego is perceiving from the same experience that your body experienced, that your all aspects of your body experience. But again, what King is talking about, my fault. Again, what King is talking about, when you go into the subconscious, that's your Akashic record, that's your access of information. You can go there and go to a specific whatever that you need to help you optimize that situation. You dig what I'm saying? So we too busy trying to refocus or reprogram our subconscious mind, sending all these reprogram buttons to the subconscious mind, and our subconscious mind's like, what the fuck? How you trying to How you trying to reprogram me? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm the truth.
You for real, but you can't reprogram is what it's saying. So now it's gonna continuously send back harder at you the very thing that you're trying to reprogram.
It's just like breathing, right? Technically, you can't reprogram your breathing. You can just manipulate it to do energetic things and shift. But what are you doing to shift in the body? So what I want to do is I want to ask a question, which is a direct indicator to help you identify the physical. You see what I'm saying? What makes you feel overwhelmed? You see what I'm saying? Because that is something that you feel in the body, in the nervous system, in your psyche. You feeling that in the body, and it's affecting
in the brain. Exactly. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say the main thing that comes to mind is lack of rest, like lack of rest and lack of proper sustenance. You know what I'm saying? My body is very, very vocal when it comes to stuff like that, like especially mentally. Like I can tell when I'm mentally groggy or mentally just tired or sleepy, because my mind it'll be all over the ethers. If I can go to any realm, any planet, wherever I want, but then I can also go to most traumatic, messed up perspective about something in reality and just be sit there stuck replaying that in the loop all over again. You dig what I'm saying? So I would definitely say it's that for me.
I ain't trying to be too deep, but I got to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? For me, love right now. You know what I'm saying? The feeling of love.
I've said it, yeah.
You know, the idea of the control that love has. Love is a very controlling energy. You know what I'm saying? As much as it's supposed to be flow, you have to become one. You have to become one with love for it to become flow. But initially, love is a controller. It takes over you. You know what I'm saying? And so, so I would say, yeah, love.
Yeah, it's many different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would, for me too, just from an inner child human perspective. You dig what I'm saying? all aspects of emotion. You know what I'm saying? Because my inner child know that it can turn it off and not want to experience or perceive it. So now that I'm physically and adultly like, man, no, we better do this. It's like two conflicting different energies. So it's like I want to experience all emotions, but then my inner child don't want to experience none. But it still do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah.
Right. Now I can relate to that too, even from the love, you know what I'm saying, perspective. It's like, you know, I am love. I vibrate love. I love love. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not even that, because it's not that I fear it. I'm speaking about being overwhelmed. What can feel overwhelmed? It can feel overwhelming because I understand this power. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the consciousness
It's
of
the fear of being okay with love. You know what I'm saying? What comes with it. Like it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just that thing that we be talking about, to where it's like you got to be okay with hurting and hurting others. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just a part of life. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't get around that. You know what I'm saying? Especially with a powerful emotion that you can experience from such a beautiful state like love, because the more powerful, these old sayings, you know what I'm saying? These old sayings from back in the day, the bigger they are, the what? Harder they fall. So the more powerful the vibration, the more powerful the opposite of it, the more vigorous the opposite of the vibration is.
So peep this out. So, you know, I could say for me, you know, I ran and I would get mad at the thought of my desires, you know, being fulfilled based off of, I guess, like, basically I would feel trapped, essentially, and I would get mad at myself in this realm of entrapment, because of what I felt, I thought I desired really wasn't what I thought it was from what I thought I desired. So then the fear of engulfment came because I didn't trust me. So I created a stagnant energy that made me freeze up. So let's kind of dive deeper into the fear of engulfment aspect of trusting self. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes maybe it's not that we trust, maybe it's not that we fear the very thing. Maybe we fear us in that situation. You see what I'm saying? That makes sense?
So you saying fear of engulfment of the environment, or just
fear of yourself, like not like, so situations, I created a fear of engulfment in that situation based off of me not trusting me. You see what I'm saying? So say something happens, right? And you like, dang, and you start to reflect, and based off of certain aspects, you like, dang, that low key was my fault, because we understand that in the fear of engulfment is self-sabotage. So you realize that you sabotage yourself. You see what I'm saying? I lost my train of thought. You realize you sabotage yourself, and so in return, that creates a lack of trust for self. You get what I'm saying? Like you get what I'm talking about? Like I created that reality based off of me not trusting myself, when I could have just walked right through it. It wasn't like it was an open door. It was a door that I felt comfortable walking through. Like I knew that I could walk through it. You know what I'm saying? And I knew the power of me walking through it, but I feared it because I didn't fear me anymore, based off of me allowing myself to even get caught up in the first place.
Yeah, so it's like, again, when you talk, you're talking about freezing up. So it's just fear taking the control of yourself in situations that you perceive that you don't have no control of, but you really do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Again, one specific, forget it, if that's how my body wanted to say it, one specific experience, the situation when I was younger, to where I experienced this very thing King is talking about. I think my pops made some sweet tea. I think he made some sweet tea. Yeah, I think he made some sweet tea. Yep. And my oldest sister, she get the brightest idea, decide to just put lemon juice all in it because she's like, "Oh, it tastes like brisk. It tastes like brisk." So like we all drinking it now, like, "Ooh, it tastes like brisk. It do taste like brisk." You know what I'm saying? My dad comes
You said like this.
my dad comes out there and he you know saying the eggshells moment happen. You know what I'm saying? He come, he gets some it's funny now looking back on it, but he come and he gets some what is now called brisk, which he thought was sweet tea, and he drinking it, he flip out. What the fool put this da, 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 da? And because I just got tired of just him flipping out over something stupid like some else, I said I put the lemon juice in it. So he flipped out on me, cussed me out the whole time. It was my oldest sister. And she looking at me like, oh, why did you know what I'm saying? But I had the fear of being engulfed in just experiencing that anymore. So I didn't want to experience. So I sabotaged myself in the fire.
You didn't. Wrong word. This is so deep. That was a shadow code and a light at the same. So you actually, what's so deep, man? This is deep. Appreciate you, God, for what you just said. and the reason why I say that is because that's why I said the fear of engulfment is a contradiction and a paradox.
Mhm.
Because to actually break the fear of engulfment, you actually have to overly engulf. You gotta just be like intentional and be impulsive and just say F it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And whatever come with it, because you wanted that reality or time loop that you was existing in to cease. So you knew exactly how to break that time loop, which is holding self accountable. Even if you wasn't, that's the main thing. Even if you know you wasn't in fault, you still have to hold yourself accountable, even in shadow work, just because there may be a time that you're embodying something that you saying somebody else is doing, but you really doing it too. It just may not look the same, but you still doing the same thing. You dig what I'm saying? So accountability.
I say. So fear of the unknown, but realizing if I live in the present moment, it allows me not to have to overanalyze the future because it's not that deep in hindsight. I say.
Fear of unknown, in the present.
I know I'm man, gratitude, goddess, you know what I'm saying? Definitely gratitude. You know, so let's see. So I'm gonna just continue to be vulnerable, you know what I'm saying, from my reality when it comes to the engulfment. And so I created a thought process of what I didn't do, that like thinking that I don't deserve this, or like, why would this ever happen to me? Thought nothing like this would ever happen to me. And so sometimes the fear of engulfment when it comes to those situations are very enhanced, because when things happen to us that we feel like we're kind of like invisible from down there, like we like, nah, I'm not me. You know what I'm saying? You know how somebody say something like, nigga, not me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, and something like that happened to you, and you like, yo, it's 333 my time too. I'll say, you know what I'm saying? Big energy. So, and so in that process, you know what I'm saying, I faced things that actually I felt like were impossible to happen to me. And so in that process, that actually created it messed with my passion, with my purpose, with my like, how like your inner child loves to dream. I lost that dream. I lost that aspect of me that wanted to dream, that saw things like, to be great family, there's an aspect of delusional that actually has to play, a part, what they would call delusional. I lost the desire to see beyond the circumstantial reality. You see what I'm saying? And so sometimes we will be dating people, on jobs, in business with, depending on for advice, friends with, whatever. These situations that
you know what I call that? Validating the aggressor.
Elaborate.
So anything, because you're saying you fear of undeserved, you felt you didn't deserve whatever. You dig what I'm saying? In turn, you validate the aggressor in the very thing that they was telling you that, or you're telling yourself that you didn't deserve. So you're giving your power away, or you're giving your, so for example, like just me and my inner child trauma reality, for that, even that example I just gave, like I validated the aggressor. You dig what I'm saying? Because I said I did something that I know I didn't do. Therefore, I didn't deserve myself the truth of telling the truth that I know it was, which was actually telling, say she did it, but I ain't want to be no snitch. So, you know what I'm saying? But I actually, in another shadow aspect, just of that situation, robbed myself of me speaking my truth. So, because I validated the aggressor, I allowed the aggressor to also give themselves a chance to speak their truth, but also some bull stuff. You dig what I'm saying? Instead of it being a level playing field. Hey, you go dip out of it like that, man.
I know, back, bro.
If that wasn't the most like movie scene, like boss scene, like they shut screen off, come back.
You know what I'm saying?
It's silly, man.
Razzle dazzle, bro.
Yeah.
Let's do a vibration check. You know what I'm saying? How y'all vibrate in the chat? You know what I'm saying? How is the message resonating with y'all soul? How is podcast? You know what I'm saying? You gotta talk to us. You know what I mean? We back. You know what I mean? It feels good. It feels, you know what I mean? Like I feel like we're at home. You did kicking it with the tribe, with the fam, and we are showing gratitude to source by being able to have these type of dialogues, these type of conversations, you did, and spread this type of awareness, this type of love, this type of, you know, see right now in this conversation, this is a conversation of breaking chains. We're this information is a message of freedom. You know what I'm saying?
And that's, I'm grateful you just said that, because the one thing I did want to talk about too was, this also ties into the aspect I call something I call the fear of learning. You dig what I'm saying? So whereas again, it can tie into the fear of unknown, but just simplistically, you just don't want to know something that you know, or an aspect of you deserves to know. You just don't want to know it. You dig what I'm saying? So there's more information out here in this world, or even this information that we're talking about, that, you know what I'm saying, even it's something in your soul may not resonate that we said. You dig what I'm saying? That's an aspect of you that is trying to rob you of the deservance of something that you know you need to know. You dig what I'm saying? So if you just use the perspective of, oh, that's a fear of me wanting to learn new information or remember something that I didn't want to remember, you dig what I'm saying? You can tackle it from that perspective.
Well, it's deep you say that, because I actually have that in my notes, that if you have a fear of engulfment on a whole scale, and like let that like be a part of your reality, and being on this spiritual journey or this path, you know, of life will be very difficult. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because truthfully, the people that are connecting, that are able to do whatever people are trying to always talk about doing in the spiritual world, whatever, the people that are really doing those things are the ones that are truly connected. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to connect the dots, family. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be scared of. It's kind of like this, right? We all have played some type of game. So I'll use a video game as an example. I'm gonna use Tomb Raider for some reason. That just keep coming up in my head. I'll play Tomb Raider, and this game would get frustrating because I would get to certain stages that felt like it was impossible to beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I would do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And so with me doing that over again, now about the 50th time I come to my game, having a good day, everything is good. I'm playing the game to have fun, and now I have a fear of engulfment as soon as I turn it on, because I failed so many damn times. in this place that I feel like it is impossible for me to actually do anything about to accomplish. So now I feel defeated. And so sometimes, you know what I'm saying, like we have to understand that these situations are situations like video games that are created right in front of us that maybe we have failed over and over and over and over and over. And the power of our subconscious remembers that, projects that to us. We look at it as trauma, as something negative, when really it's our subconscious putting it in our face to let us know, hey, you can actually beat this, but you got to connect with me so we can figure this out together. But instead, we run from our subconscious because we don't want to hear it. We don't want to see it. We don't want to feel it. So then you disconnect from your subconscious. Now you lose the access to your cheat code to actually help you to actually beat this level in the game, which is that person, that situation, that job, yourself, the diet, your food, your whatever it is that you have a fear of engulfing in. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when it comes to being a Christian, most Christians have had deeper thoughts, deeper conversations with Source. Source has told them all type of stuff, but their fear of engulfment, actually keeps them in the place where they suppress. They make Source this small and put Source in a box. You see what I'm saying? But why did that happen so many times? Because at one point they came to somebody, had some new information, they got shut down to the point where I'm saying to the biggest levels, to the point where they're blocking Source. You see what I'm saying? This is how powerful we are, and how much we run from the subconscious so much that we will literally block Source out so we don't experience the exact experience that will create the situation for us to beat the game or beat that level in the game.
Mm-hmm. No, facts. I had experience to that too. Like one day I asked my granny, I'm like, Granny, so nothing traumatic ever happened in your childhood? And she straight up was like, nah. My mama was the best. My daddy was the best. Everything was good. We always, and I'm already knowing that was some bull, because ain't no way, especially being neuromelanated in the 30s or 40s, like you was having a great life, or what you was talking, you was having a great life. You dig what I'm saying? Especially in the area you was living in. So it's like it just gave me a very external example of how something can be denied, but it shows you that the code to it, or the code to anything, is to not have the code. You know what I'm saying? Or for example, like some people ask me, like, how do you gain control over this ability or your telepathy or this or that? It's to not have control. Me and King be so telepathic. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who's a part of this tribe, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you be tapping in, like, it be so telepathic to where it's like, even the things me and King talk about, it's so relatable because it's so energetically connected. You dig what I'm saying? Because we're not looking to forcefully, hey bro, what you doing? I ain't trying to get on this nigga nerves and his consciousness. You know what I'm saying? We could do that with our own consciousness. You know what I'm saying? So again, the way to relinquish yourself of these things is to submit the perspective of, you have to have some type of ordinance over it. Release it, let it go, so it can show you the ordinance that Source has over it.
Because to engulf is to accept something in wholeness at the same time. When
exactly.
You understand how to engulf in something. And so a lot of times we see things from either a higher intuition or a trauma body response. And so either way, both of them are right. But at this moment, what are you going to do about it? Like Kai talked about in the solar resonance. So this is an opportunity. So being on this spiritual journey, and like I said, in this life, if we have the fear of engulfment, it's going to be very challenging. So let me give you a perspective, right, that I know we all can relate to. As Kai was talking about being relatable. So even when you see broken glass, you still see the cup that it was in your subconscious. Even when you walk by a car and you see the glass on the ground, you still can see that window in that car through your subconscious. You see what I'm saying? And so this is how we use shadow codes and light codes together, which is a cheat code to not have fear when it comes to the engulfment. Because even when you see something broken, understand there is a complete aspect to it. You just have to connect with that complete aspect and bring it to that broken aspect and make it one.
Again, your whole body could feel it. You dig what I'm saying? There, when I was going live on TikTok, I used to take the TikTok tribe through a little test, and I used to tell them to close their eyes and imagine your tongue licking the pavement, and tell me what you feel. Can you feel them rocks? Can you taste the grittiness and the dirt and the grime? Can you taste all of that without even putting because your subconscious have a memory from it just by looking at it, even touching it with your hands. So it's the same thing for your trauma experiences. You dig what I'm saying? You can go back to, your body goes back to the way it feels, but you have to take it through that process of how it feels and show it the grass or the green grass on the other side. It's just like lifting weights. You know what I'm saying? You go to the weight room, you get sore. If you go back, you get stronger, but you become more sore. But the more you go back, the less sore you become, and the more stronger you become. You still gonna be sore, but the more your body is gonna be used to it, to where it doesn't affect you, and you could just go. You dig what I'm saying? You're in a state of regeneration and just growth, instead of being in a state of stagnation and nope.
So I'm gonna say this as we prepare to close. You are source. And right now, you only understand that in part. But as you continue to engulf in the divinity and transformative energy of the enlightenment that you will become through being more like source, you will be able to accept the what you would call the lack of and the fulfillment of thereof of everything that you are. Awesome.
Yes, I would definitely say it, and like to add too, to leave y'all with a vibration. Y'all gonna love this word, because my inner child loved this word too. Allowance. You know what I'm saying? Allowance. Allow yourself allowance. I know we was all younger and we all used to want that $20. Mom and Dad, you pay me enough allowance? I know I did. You pay me allowance? You pay me allowance like the other kid, whatever. You could pay yourself that allowance now by allowing yourself to accept source as source in all aspects, situations, formalities, parts of life, whatever. Allowance. Big positive.
I allow.
I say. I allow.
Yeah. I say.
I say.
So yeah, once again, gratitude to source. Gratitude to y'all, gratitude to the tribe, man.
Gratitude to the big Pachamama.
I say. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we back, family. We got a lot of things, some exciting things in store. You know what I'm saying? We got a few special guests we about to come tap in with y'all with. We got a few things that are cooking up, and we definitely got the goddess. The goddess are coming. Y'all know how we like to vibe, man. And so the goddess is about to be coming to tap in with us, man. And so gratitude to Source for that balance. And as we, matter of fact, I'm going to ask a question before we tap out of here. Currently, right now, if you can connect intuitively and feel in your life, whatever area you're dealing with the fear of engulfment in, what chakra is that affecting? For me, I know it's the throat chakra, or it was the throat chakra.
I would probably say the heart. And when I seen that, I seen my like my hands like going through, like it was almost if mud was like slime that you could play with, but it stick to you. So it was like it still could move, but it was just like almost like venom. You know what I'm saying? But I would definitely say the heart space.
Gotcha. Man. And so whether you comment or not, tell yourself and know. And if you don't know right now, then over the next few days, connect with yourself and feel to connect with that answer. And once you get that answer, now you know what to target. And it's so many things you can do on the physical and the energetic level, from all the mind, body, soul, spirit, subconscious, all these aspects that will actually help you to connect and once again bring wholeness to that. Time to live, say my throat chakra for sure. So I have something that I did want to say, an affirmation that we can say together. It's very simple. It's something that I just said today when I woke up as I'm working on my throat chakra. You know what I'm saying? And so I speak my truth and I stand on it.
I speak my truth and I stand on it.
So y'all say that. Let's say it 3 times. I speak my truth and I stand on it.
I speak my truth and I stand on it.
And this last time we're gonna say this shit like somebody in our face, like somebody annoying us, somebody is trying to stop us and blocking us and got us frustrated. So we're gonna say like we mean business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I speak my truth and I stand on
it. Hey, I speak my truth.
I knew you were go.
I couldn't, bro. I kept hearing the song in my head.
Oh man.
No, man. You already know the vibes, man. We speak the truth and we step on it.
Oh man.
I said step on it, stand on it. What am I talking about? Ooh-wee.
Oh man. Man, we love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't wait to see y'all next Sunday. You dig? We're gonna be back for another one. If anybody need one-on-ones throughout the week, y'all inbox us. You can tap it on the Shadowworks Sundays Telegram. Just put it in there. We'll holler at y'all, or inbox us on Instagram. Our ads right at the bottom of the screen. So I am King Manifest 888 at Khalil. Y'all tap in for the tribe to get ordered the crystals. Those crystals will be out this week. I would say like Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere around there. The crystals will be out, so I'll get those sent out to y'all. And you got anything else before we get out of here? Am I missing anything?
I don't think so. I think we good. Yeah, I think we good.
Go stream Fusion Dance out now on all platforms. You dig, and Source We Trust. You know what I'm saying? So y'all go tap in with that vibration. 223, y'all tap in with everything. And we got a lot more vibrations coming to y'all real soon. Peace.
Wholeness.
Peace, family. Big energy. You already know the vibes. If you haven't subscribed, go and hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate you liking this video. If you know somebody that you know that would benefit from this video and from these downloads and from this message, definitely send it to them. Peace, wholeness, abundance, prosperity, love, embodiment of the light, the manifestations of the desires of your heart, healing throughout your body and your soul, enlightenment, awareness, true divinity, gratitude to Ma'at, gratitude to Ra, gratitude to all of our ancestors known and unknown, gratitude to you. Peace.
Vibration industry.